Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey girl, hey. I decided to record a video in my car, which is unorthodox for me. I'm gonna turn it off. Turn the car off so you don't hear any rumble tumble. It is early in the morning, but I'm super excited to share this video with you all today. Hopefully it could be of value to someone if you're struggling and worried about the success of your entrepreneurial efforts. I wanted to share with you what I've learned being an entrepreneur for a full year, the things I wish I would have known right when I quit. So I'm just gonna give you my top 5 tips here. So the first key point I wanna touch on is the fact that entrepreneurs have to be more disciplined than any other career. If you have a 9 to 5, you just show up at a certain time, you leave at a certain time, you take your break at a certain time, you are automatically regimented by the fear of being fired. But when you're an entrepreneur, you're not regimented by the fear of being fired. There's no physical person, and in terms of psychology, it's important to have that like external force driving your motivation. And for me personally, I didn't have that in the beginning. I thought that I would, just because I had been programmed so much in my 9 to 5, and then right when my 9 to 5 ended, I realized that my programming ended too. So I began to just seek opportunities to be lazy or over exercise, and then get in my car and stay cuddly. I just loved being cuddly and warm. Like I didn't really want to be doing anything besides being like super cuddly and warm. So I was being lazy, and it was really hard. When I quit my job in the middle of the winter, so it's completely dark at night, which is super challenging just as it relates to, imagine you actually having to be productive, but then it's pitch black dark at 5 p.m. Like that is the hardest thing for me personally. So I found myself just going to the gym and then coming home and eating, maybe doing a YouTube video or cleaning up my house. That was another thing I kept doing. Like when you stop working, you begin to obsess over your surroundings, and when you obsess over your surroundings, you waste time. So time was not of the essence. I was literally taking too much time putting it into actually being intentional about, like, I'm so sore, I just left the gym, but I was being intentional about cleaning my house, redecorating my house, instead of restructuring my finances. So I would definitely say begin with your finances and look at the big picture, and it'll help you get more confident in your own output if you know what your revenue goals are, and then you can pinpoint the number of sales you need to make per day, and then you could start to create certain marketing loops or marketing sequences around that, in terms of your outbound emailing, in terms of your social media posts, which I talk a lot about in the Ultimate Business Guide. I put that link in the description of this video too, just so you guys can use it. Okay, number 2, I'm looking at my notes. Product sales come from bringing value and not just the price. So this is something I had to learn the hard way. I really wanted to keep doing flash sale before midnight, get $10 off or get 50% off. And the product sales will not speed up unless your execution is more effective. You know, you have to do funny videos, do emotional videos, or for me, what really helped, this is like tea. If you do process videos of like step by step, people really resonate with that. Like they love it when you show them how you make the product, and they're more likely to buy it. Packing an order is good if you have good lighting. If your lighting's trash, don't pack an order. But if you got that good lighting, yeah, pack an order. And if you got good aesthetics, pack an order. But if you don't, then I would say pack the order from a distance. Like this is hard to explain on camera, but you have your tripod, right? Put your tripod far away from you and stand up and pack an order, and then you speed up the video and write words on the screen that are like emotional, you know, vibes like that. Okay, number 3, people resonate with who you are and not just your product. So I had to learn this so hard. Like it took me a year. Only a month ago is when I realized this. Like I had my brand logo as my business profile on Instagram, and it never occurred to me until I was watching other people like Memory Box Candle Co. and Kin Care. It's just a couple large brands that I've inspired by. They have their humanistic, their physical face in the profile picture, and I'm like, that is such a better idea than to put your logo, because your logo is like, who knows that logo is, unless your logo is a check mark, a Nike or a Gymshark. Does nobody know that logo? So put your face, that way people are like, oh, this is the person who owns the business. Not like if you're trying to get people to think you're pretty or anything, but just like you're the person in charge, you know. That's something I really wish I would have done long ago, just because it has helped me get way more followers tremendously. Like I used to get get like 1 follower a day. I get like 10 followers a day, and I know that's not a lot yet, but it's still better. I think people increase the chances of following me because they know I'm a person and it's not just a bot. Because if it's just a logo there, it's like, why would you follow a logo? It's kind of weird, you know? Okay, number 4, business funding is the only way that this will go well. I found out that right when I started, I had my own savings account, but I was using my savings for my bills. So I had to figure out a way to get business funding. And just with business funding, if you have a lower credit score, like I had a lower credit score because, I don't know, student loans, just everything on my credit report. But I had to figure out a way to go to sba.gov and get a business loan, and you have to have a proper business template. You have to have all of your LLC stuff in order, and I put all the steps in the ultimate sales survival guide. I talk about pretty much everything in this video, plus how I got business funding with low credit, because that's something that's really hard for us, and you don't really realize how important it is to have good credit, how important it is to have personal credit. Like, it seems like everything about your business, they want to know about your personal credit, and I'm just like, what? And then I would definitely recommend people applying for business funding after Black Friday, because that's when you have the most sales. Like, I just got more Shopify funding. I'm working on my Stripe funding. If you didn't know, Stripe is a payment processing center that you could add to your Shopify, and if they take the payments and you get a certain amount of money, they'll see it and they'll give you capital. So I definitely recommend checking out the Ultimate Sales Survival Guide. There's even more details about that in there. And last but certainly not least, guys, faith in God will get you so much further than evidence of your seeking evidence of your own limitations. Like, we always look at ourselves like, oh, well, I couldn't do that, that's too big, that's too big, that's too big. You have to have faith in God. You don't tell, I always tell people this now, you don't tell God about your problems, you tell your problems about God. So if you have a problem with making sales, my God is way bigger than this. Like, all I have to do is think bigger and operate bigger, and I'll get everything I want out of these sales. Like, you do not define me. This entire experience does not define me. God defines me. All I have to do is seek his guidance, and I will expand on my revenue. And sometimes God will show you something like a YouTube video from someone like me, or they'll show you a social media post on how to make things a bit more effective. You just have to be more intentional as it relates to your focus. And I hope this video was helpful, guys. I'm in the middle of public, but I wanted to I don't know, I really wanted to film outside and not in my house, because I don't know, the quality of lighting. But comment down below if you found these tips useful in terms of your entrepreneurial efforts. If you've already gotten a business guide, let me know how it's been going for you. I get a lot of DMs about them, and I want to really help you all as much as possible. And then if you haven't gotten one yet, I would definitely recommend the Ultimate Sales Survival Guide to start, just because with your business, you do need to get business funding. But once you get approved for business funding, that plan that you put together, you can actually implement it more confidently than just going at it random. Like, I've seen people say, oh, I get stuck with choosing vessels and jars, you know, for candle businesses. And it's like, you don't have to get stuck with the products if you know your niche, you know your demographic, and everything else in your business plan, which is in the ebook. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your next hour, just living your purpose and love life. Okay, bye.